So Ben, a tough night in the end, having got back level to 2-2 and then lost it late on. What are the thoughts of yourself and Jamie after that?
Obviously very disappointed. With the main emphasis on what we've said to the players is we can't be say prone to conceding 2s and 3s at home, because it happened against Anstey, a team that we dominated, and then it's happened tonight in a game where we haven't dominated like we did Anstey, but we've certainly had more of the play, more of the chances. We'll watch it back and I'm sure that will show up. But we've said to the players, if you're going to concede 3 goals at home semi-regularly, then the team will not progress. And that's obviously for me and Jamie to look at. And we need to work on that, and we will work on it on Thursday, because certainly 2 of the goals, it's not total football from St Ives, it's basics from us, and that hurts.
Late goals have become a recurring theme as well all season, haven't they? Whether they've been equalisers or winners. Is there a psychological aspect to that as well, do you think, or is it just the way things have gone?
No, I don't think it's psychological. No, I don't think the players would even have that in their mind. I think at that stage of the game, we're thinking about trying to win the game, so I don't think it's anything in people's heads. There might be other factors. Certainly we've tried to increase how much running and let's say how much input's gone into the game from our point of view. Maybe while we're building up the fitness levels to where we want them to be, maybe we're asking players to put a lot into a game and they're getting slightly tired towards the end. Maybe that's a factor, and it's something we'll have to look at. And then of course maybe it's just bad variance. Maybe we're just at the minute it's I don't like to use the word luck. I've said that to the players. We don't like to use the word luck, but maybe it's not coincidence, not luck, but maybe we're on the bad end of the variance at the minute. Maybe it's all happening at once in terms of the late goals at the minute. But certainly the best thing to do is look at the goals individually and look at it from a matter of fact footballing point of view. Why have we conceded and what can we do better next time? That's the best thing to do.
And I guess as a former centre half or current centre half, in fact, you're well placed to sort of look at things with that critical eye as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very annoying because how I play and how I have played through the better years of my career, my job was simplified and repetitive, and I took that very seriously, that defensive side of football. And I certainly don't want 11 players at Ilkeston playing football how I played football, because I was a very defensive player and my job was simplified by a lot of the managers I had. I want, and from speaking to Wardy, we agreed on that we wanted to play good football, we wanted to play attacking football, but certainly after this evening and after a couple of the other times where we've conceded goals that we certainly don't need to be conceding, it's certainly something it's obviously on my mind, clearly.
You go to Colville again now on Saturday in the FA Trophy, the scene of what was probably the best performance of the season so far, only 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Do you expect a different kind of game this time, or do you go at it the same way? Because obviously Colville are a decent side too, they're going to come at you, but
yeah.
How could it be very different to then? Or, I mean, you set a high standard there, didn't you, at least?
We did, yeah. And on the night, the standard we set, we knew on the night, the football that night and the standard, the performance that night, if we could bottle that up and replicate that every single fixture from then to the end of the season, I think we'd win the league. We said that to the players in the dressing room after the game. It's like, you're not going to be able to just go out and top that the next game we play. That was a very, very strong performance in the first game that me and Wardy were on the touchline. So to expect us to go back there and completely and utterly dominate Colville, again, that won't happen every single time. They were on the bad end of how good our performance was that night, but we'll certainly be trying to replicate as many aspects as we can. I mean, obviously, last time we went there, we had obviously Joe, who's now looks like he's probably going to miss that with a hamstring injury. We obviously had Ben O'Hanlon, who unfortunately ruptured his Achilles and ended the season instantly. We had Montal at the time as well, so we're going to go there with certainly different personnel for a start. So of course it's going to be a different game. The target's still the same though. Can we replicate that performance? Because that performance all season long will be the flag bearer in terms of we're not expecting to top that performance. We're expecting to try and get as close as we can and replicate it when we can, because we know that that's good enough to win games at this league against anyone.